Alcohol.
Hmm.
Alcohol has been and has become the center of our culture. Would you agree, Jeremy?
I agree. It's a party drug.
It's the party drug, right? I feel like it is something that is no matter what social event you go to, family's house, friends, bar, restaurant, whatever, alcohol is included, right? And I mean, not saying that I don't indulge into it. For the last 3 months, I haven't indulged into it,
That's
but
big. That's big.
huge. But it plays a huge part into every single thing that we do that I didn't really think about it at this level, honestly, until about now since we like put it all on paper and we're talking. But there's a fun fact that we came across that in the United States, alcohol sales were a little over 260 billion in 2002.
I just need a little piece.
A little piece of what? A
Little piece
cash.
of that 260 billion.
To really put that in perspective is we all contribute to that number one, but it's insane to know that alcohol is at that point to where it's $260 billion probably every single year. It's probably growing. I mean, I don't know the numbers for last year, last year 2023 yet, because my boy said they didn't do all their taxes yet, so that came into play. But yeah, it was just weird to really just think about that. And the reason that I wanted to like bring it up is because these last 3 months I have been going out or just going to family's house or whatever, and there's always alcohol involved, and you don't really think about it because it's such a norm. To a point, it's like it's normal. Like that needs to be here. This wouldn't be a party without alcohol here.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean?
That's a quote right there. This wouldn't be a party without the alcohol.
It's a bar, right? And you brought up an interesting point about like weed, so I'll let you go into that in a second. But it's just very, very intriguing to me, and I don't know. I just, where did it begin? How did it start this way? You know what I'm saying? How do we go in this direction? Because at the end of the day, bro, I feel like a lot of people say that we don't have like control over stuff or like we have to, but we drive a lot of shit if you really think about it.
Yeah.
Like we're driving these sales right now.
Yeah. I think it's two parts. You have the addiction factor of when something does something to your body, there's a chance that you get addicted to the feeling that it gives you.
Like
an alcoholic, right?
Yeah.
And then the other part of that is that it's something that is so easily accessible that changes who you are.
Alters
your reality, alters your way of thinking, alters your, ups the happy if you're happy, ups the sad if you're sad, or if you're so sad, hurt, or angry, you just drink so much to the point where you just are like floating, right? Whereas some other outer being takes control and you're just in absolutely no control, which that can't happen to me. I'm too much of a control freak. I don't know how people just go to parties that they don't know and get blacked out.
I don't think
That's
I have
crazy.
ever. I mean, I have gotten like super drunk, but I never got to a point where I was like blacked out or like physically didn't have any control of what I was doing or wasn't aware of, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Which again, I mean, I would say the same thing. I can't imagine doing that. Now, I will say, probably could be fun. Not gonna lie, possibly. I don't know, right? But why do people do that then? At that point, that's the question. And I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind because of my point of view of everything, and because I don't do that, is to escape. Like they hate reality so much that this 10 minutes of or 30 minutes or an hour, whatever, of this feeling of feeling good and not having to worry about anything is such a good time frame for them that, I mean, every weekend, let's just black out.
Yeah, see, I think the blacking out's extreme, but just the idea of like drinking or just getting lit after, that hard week of school, the hard week of work, whatever it may be, where you're like, yeah, let's do this. But I also think it's big on like your group too. If your hangout spot is just video games at the crib, you might drink because you just naturally like to, right?
Right.
But if your weekly hangout with your friends is the specific restaurant with a bar in the back, then you're just naturally at a bar more than you're not, you know.
Drink.
And the college is big on bars, underage drinking, and all that stuff. And it's like if you're going to college and you're not doing that, you're not cool. Like you're a lame.
Bro, you're not drinking?
And there's people that like, oh, I'm going for my master's degree and I got 8 tests on Monday, but they're still getting blackout drunk on the weekend because they know that they're going to handle their shit when they need to.
Yeah.
I think it's just a good escape, and I think it's right up there with everything else. Video games, because you know you wouldn't think that video games have a bad effect on you. Like, sure, you might not wake up hungover, but it's doing something to you because you're constantly doing something. You know, there's always going to be that other side of if I do this, there's a reaction and something happens.
Yeah, it can fall into a instant gratification, because if I get on Call of Duty and I'm just wiping everybody out, 40 kills throughout the lobby, then I'm the GOAT.
Even I won't get into the weed stuff either, but it's crazy that in Call of Duty game chat, now that we're talking about it, that I've realized like some people don't play good until they smoke. Because that's just like their skill level gets to a certain point when they're at a different like mindset. And like some people they're just absolute demons, and I'm just like, bro, if I smoke and play right now, there's no way I'm dropping 30 kills. I'm there trying to figure out what I'm gonna order for food, and when the fuck I'm going to bed.
What thoughts just going to? What am I doing with my life?
That's like, but yeah, because some people operate, you know, like even drinking. Like some people, like especially alcoholics, they can't do their day-to-day activities because of the withdrawal symptoms of like, you know, their hand shaking. So they're always, you know, their morning coffee, they're throwing alcohol in there, a little Irish coffee.
Yeah.
And then that kind of gets them going. It's almost like Adderall in a way.
Pop the Adderall, I feel like I can lift a tree up. Why is he doing that? Shout out, Drake.
That sounds so good.
But it's just, I guess I would want to do more research into exactly, if I can find out the answer, when exactly did our culture get so big on actually escaping? Like, here's my thing is, I don't think escaping is like a huge problem until you excessively abuse it. Like, I think being able to play the video game on the weekends is something very, like, I think it's something that relaxes me. It's something that's rewarding. It's something that's just fun to do, right? And again, when I talk about the alcohol, I'm not saying that it's like all bad, all that. I'm not saying that. I mean, alcohol is
but
poison.
It actually is.
Correct.
It really is. So there are no positive side effects to alcohol.
100%. It's a poison. There's no like 100 no good things coming out about it, but it's something to do to have, I guess, more fun, and it's something for you to kind of like just relax on the weekends or whatever. But again, it can get to a point to where you feel like you have to have a brew in your hand, a seltzer in your hand, a vodka Red Bull, whatever, and Hennessy in order to have fun. You know what I'm saying? And I'm only really talking about this is because, like I said, I haven't been drinking for the 3 months, and I have went out a couple times and went to bars or whatever. And when you tell people that you're not drinking, it's like, oh, okay, it's cool, like, yeah. But then as the time goes, as you get more deep into the night, it's like the double check or the triple check comes in where it's like, you really not drinking? Like,
and then there's the other part. Like I know for a fact that at some point you were just like, why the fuck am I here?
A big part, yeah.
Because if you're hanging with the homies, like that's cool.
Right. That's
right? But then
that's
it's the aspect of like we could literally be anywhere else, hanging out, having a good time, shooting some pool, doing whatever. But instead, we're sitting in a slammed bar where we could barely even hear each other. Like, what am I doing here? I don't even drink.
The game was on though, so that was
I'm just talking like the majority of like.
Yeah, no.
Like if you're going to a bar every Friday and Saturday, but you're not drinking, at some point you're going to say, "I'm not going anymore."
Well, yeah, because yeah, at that point, because that just doesn't. I mean, you can do it, but it kind of doesn't make sense. But yeah, it kind of sucks that that's the norm. Is if you're not drinking, you're the lame.
Well, there aren't really too many ways to alter your reality legally, either. You know.
Yeah.
And alcohol, like I said, being so. You know, once you hit 21, or if you have an older sibling or an older friend, Hey, you want to get drunk? Sure, let's escape. Like, that's pretty much what you're asking for. Like
Let's
it
do
would be no different if like Molly didn't have really bad side effects and you could go to Jewel and get it off the shelf. Or acid or shrooms. There's a big push for shrooms to be more medically used and then also in microdosing for personal use. But you talk about that 10 years ago, it's like, oh, you're a druggie and this and that, but pothead. But now it's like it's cool to be a pothead.
So, I mean, I guess that comes down to, I guess that's the reason why it is so big, is because it's driving so much income for these businesses that it's like,
we're in a capitalistic country, so it's
exactly
everything comes down to money.
Exactly, big fact.
And that's why for the longest time, weed was illegal. You're caught with it, you're going to jail.
Come on, boy, let's get in here.
or heavily fined or whatever. And then a couple states did it here and there, and then other states were like, "Man, we can make a shit ton of money, like a lot of fucking money."
A lot of money.
I should have looked up the number, but I think the first weekend that it was legal in Illinois, I think just Chicago made $4 million in taxes, which means you multiply that by 3 or 4, which is how much was actually sold. And once you get that taste, it's like, why wouldn't I pay the doctors to come out and say that weed side effects aren't as bad?
Correct. Correct.
Hey, you're 21. Don't drink. Smoke some weed.
Yeah. You'll be fine.
Right.
You'll be good.
Because even now, and
that's interesting.
That always blew my mind. Because even people still, and like if y'all think this, I really do think you are stupid. If you truly think that there are no negative side effects to smoking weed and that it's not addictive, I don't even want to converse with you because you're just dumb. If you really think about it, no negative side effects and it's not addictive. No, that was one of the most propagandic pushes I've ever seen. Oh, you can't get addicted to it. Just smoke weed. It's not a gateway drug. You're not going to want to do anything else. Just smoke weed. Yep. Let's see where they're all at right now.
Hey, some people that smoke that shit. A thing that I would want to always thought about is the people that do push it. So let's just say, shout out Snoop Dogg, example. Snoop Dogg push it. Like, what if he rolled up? He ain't even actually smoking like real weed most of the time.
I wouldn't even be surprised.
He just smoking that shit and just promoting it. Because, I mean, I can imagine how much Wiz Khalifa, Snoop Dogg, all them people that do actively like do it all the time. And I mean, they're the ones that's pushing it.
That is a lifestyle.
Exactly.
It is a lifestyle.
Exactly. Like some people can't go and eat without smoking beforehand.
Yeah, that I've seen. I know that there's definitely medical benefits to it.
Correct.
Which I'm not saying that there's not that, because I definitely don't think there's that for alcohol. Weed definitely has that pain, because it numbs, it puts that little shield up kind of thing. Yeah. But there's just so much money, and I wouldn't be surprised if, like, in the next few years, once the federal government figures out how to tax it to the point where they just make infinite money, they're going to do it. Well, yeah. There's no reason not to at this point. Exactly. You already got what? I want to say at least 20 states have it legalized, and they are paying the government taxes. But once it comes off, it's like, because it's still technically illegal in the eyes of the federal government. Once it's not, then it's off to the races with money and then companies popping up and brands. And, there's no way all of the weed that is going to be sold in the country is made on a farm. It's going to get to the point with, just like anything else, made in a lab. Hey, you want blueberry, ashberry, kush mixed with cherry and limeade that tastes like blueberry waffles in the morning that your mom made? Come over here.
Damn, blueberry waffles in the morning. He love that shit.
He's hungry.
Mama
whipped it up. My stomach just went off for that.
Mama whipped it up for him. But yeah, and I mean, again, like, I'm not saying that these corporations or whatever are bad people. That listen, if you have a business, they're doing what they got to do to make their money, keep their business thriving. Cool. I understand both ways. Right, there's a consumer view, and then there's what they call it,
ethics.
Well, not ethics. What do they call the person that produces this stuff? Not a producer, but the non-consumer. I don't know the word for it, but there's consumers, and then
I think producers. Okay. I don't think that's a term, but
yeah, it's not.
Make some music. Metro, shut.
Say it. Metro, shut your. No. Terrible, but yeah, man, and here's the thing that I was just thinking about is like. Being little, is they say that I think from the ages of, I think it's 1 to 4 that kids are in the mindset 100% of the time of theta. So like whatever happens around, they're just like it's just a
Soaking it in.
sponge.
Yeah.
So like thing that I realized is that even like with my family, some other families as well, is that you would throw a kid a birthday party, but it's really just a party for the old people to get together and like drink all that stuff. But it's still celebrating the kid. The kid is around the
Go
cousins,
off and
all
play with
that.
the clown.
Clown. Hey, that's one thing I never did, bro, and I would probably never do is hire a fucking clown.
Yeah, I never had a clown. I've never even been to a birthday party with a clown. I swear. I swear. That's like, yeah, no.
Like I would never in my life. I hire like Spider-Man, Batman, somebody.
No, we never had any of that.
I never had that either, but like I definitely want to do it.
We had Snow White for my granny's birthday one year.
What you mean?
Like a cosplayer.
Oh, she just
She's like
came.
85.
Hey, Granny.
So yeah.
I mean that's lit.
Aren't you looking magical? Wow. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get another drink now.
Another drink.
See, exactly.
See what I'm saying? It's ingrained by just saying that. But to go back to the point, is that when you're a kid, you're watching the older people just drink. And they're telling you constantly, this is something you can't do until X. So it's like in your mind,
you're not old enough.
You're not a part of the group. You have to always be over here. Oh, but when you tell me when I get to this age, then I can be part of that group. Nice. That's what I'm waiting for. I can't wait for that part. Da, 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 da. And then it turns into this. Once it happens, you really start, doing it, going out underage drinking, blah blah blah. We all have done it, whatever. And then
that's illegal. Yeah. I have not indulged in that.
Listen, brother.
You don't remember Wisconsin? Wow.
Hey, that's funny actually that we used to go all out there just to do that. And hey, safe and sound in that house. Don't have to worry about nothing. But it's just crazy. But this is the thing I always say is that people say, oh, you gotta wait till this age to do this. So you gotta wait till 18 to do this. You get to 18 and then people tell you, oh, you gotta wait till you're 21 to do this. Then you get 21 and people tell you, well, you're still a baby. Then you get to 30. It's like shit. Yeah. It's just this endless cycle of people putting this like
you're not being accepted into the group that you want to be.
Yes. And it's like, damn, okay, now I gotta wait to this, now I gotta do that. But a thing that I find very, very interesting, and I have realized this with shit on like myself and other people. So like somebody would do something to you that's like not fucked up, but it's like something that you wouldn't want somebody to do to it. So let's say, for example, that I make fun of you because you're not drinking, right? Or you make fun of me because I'm not drinking. Then what would happen a couple of years later, months later, somebody not drinking, I'm the person that's making fun of them because somebody did it to me.
Sure.
And it's just that cycle of, oh, I'm 40 years old, you're 30, you're still a kid. Oh, you can't drink, I can. You know what I mean? It's just like this cycle of people do something to them, they want to make sure that they do it to other people.
Everybody always wants to be accepted.
And it's like, dang, man, it's an endless cycle of going through that. And again, I have found myself doing that on multiple occasions where it's the video game, like somebody will bark at me or something, and I'm like, oh, I have a chance to bark at someone else. Let me do it.
Right.
And it's like, no. Like, I shouldn't be doing something just to fit into the group. Oh, now I'm part of this side of it, and you're that.
Right. You know like after you take after your 6 months of no drinking and you're drinking back, and then you run into somebody that's doing the same 6-month challenge, but you're gonna talk shit to them.
Oh, you're doing that? It's not going to do anything. You're just going to
go back. If I was there and I heard you say that, I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. Like, I already did I think I did, the first quarter, so 3 months. I did 3 months.
Was that
like
last year?
Yeah, it was last year.
I'll never. Did that for 3 months straight?
Yeah, it was quarter one of 2022, 2023.
Okay. My bad.
And, like, since I've done that, like, that opened my eyes to that, too. Like, I'm never going to, like, dog on somebody for something that they're doing that I'm doing, or they're not doing that I'm doing. Just because, everybody's, just because you're doing heroin and I'm not.
hey, listen. This heroin shit is.
Well, because the only reason I use that is because it's one of the most extreme examples.
Well, yeah, I get it.
Because right when you say that, they're just like, damn.
Wait, you skip weed, alcohol?
Straight to the heroin.
He just said, fuck it, life needs to happen now. But no, yeah, I mean that it sucks at the end
You know,
of the day.
on the drinking topic too, I wrote down 50 Cent and the rapper.
Oh, shout out 50. Many
And
man.
oh,
Many.
I was going to jump in the candy shop, but maybe that's a little too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Freaky ass
so
little boy.
he has a couple videos out where he talks about how he got to his success and everything that he's done, and he doesn't drink. He says it's very very rare for him to actually like drink, even after he's getting awards or like an album comes out or he does a business deal or anything. He said that every time you see him in the club, he's got his own like his champagne brand or whatever. I don't know it off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And he says before the party starts, he goes to the club. He's always there early, obviously, whatever. And he empties out the bottle and puts sparkling water in there. But he's always got the bottle because he wants to play the brand and get the money and do all that stuff because he's a businessman.
Yeah.
But throughout the course of the entire night, he's not drinking a sip of alcohol.
Yeah.
And he also said how that's like he sees how everybody truly acts around because they're going to think that he's drunk while they're getting drunk. And he says he hears a lot of things that you normally wouldn't be paying attention to. And he's gotten like to certain places by being able to build good relationships in the club, sober, with people that are fucked up. And I think it's like faking it away, but it's making it still fun for him to be in those situations.
That's what I was gonna say, and it's more productive for him because throughout the journey of trying to be successful, that's when shit starts fucking up, where you start getting too comfortable or indulging into shit and trying to like celebrate or whatever. That's when you start to do the dumb
Go
shit.
off road, yeah.
You know what I mean? And like you're not focused on stuff because, we all get stuck into the celebration mode or something, right? And it's like if every weekend I'm making a lot of money and I'm able to just go drink in the club, like
something's gonna happen.
Something's going to come out of that. Like I remember one situation. It was something I think it was low key. A lot of people didn't hear about it, but shout out Wiz Khalifa. Wiz Khalifa was in the club. I don't know if he was intoxicated or not, but his new album had came out, and he was telling the DJ to play it. But the DJ, I think he made a mistake and started playing his old shit, and like it triggered him, and he just started dogging the fucking dude over the mic, going crazy.
Oh, because that's not who I am anymore type thing.
What do you mean?
Like that's why he got mad because he was playing old music.
I don't know the reason. That's a good valid. Like I'm pretty sure probably, right? But he just started dogging him, and then he did an interview the next day and was like, "I should never have done that. Like DJs do a lot, and they I don't want to disrespect that culture. Sure. You know what I'm saying? And just going through that, but it's like I'm pretty sure he was probably I don't know, but he was probably intoxicated or something to be able to have that rage immediately. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So. I like that. Where'd you hear about that with 50 Cent? Is that TikTok
it was Instagram, but it's him actually talking about it. So I don't know if he has
his audio book of 50 Laws of Power, or
I didn't even know he had a book, but it's probably from that because he talked about he doesn't even smoke. He said he doesn't do drugs. He doesn't drink. It's very rare for him to drink, but once in a while he will sip a little bit, but he won't he'll never get drunk.
Yeah. I like that.
Every time you ever see him in the videos in the club and everything, it's just sparkling grape juice or whatever in the bottle. And then he'll just go to the bar and the bartenders know beforehand, hey, if he hands you this bottle, you're putting sparkling grape juice in it to refill.
Yeah. Thanks. Which is, at the end of the day,
I think that's awesome.
I think that's awesome. I like that.
He's got an alcohol brand, bro. Don't even drink alcohol. Making that money.
You gotta do what you gotta do for real though. But I think this was a good combo. If you guys enjoyed this combo, like, comment, subscribe, and DM us if you
cash out.
Oh yeah, y'all still haven't paid me for my birthday.
Cash App, JERMAX, all caps. He's taking all that birthday money.
If you get $1 or something, let me know. But we will see you guys next week. Stay tuned. Peace.
Peace.